There are a few videos and blogs out there that teach owners how to make homemade raw diets for cats, but often leave out a critical element: balancing. Once you start making your cat's meal yourself, you need to make sure it's nutritionally balanced. Nutrient deficiencies are common in homemade diets, so if you want to keep your kitty healthy and thriving on their new diet, I'm here to show you how to do it right. Alright, ready to build this raw meal? Now, the 2 rules that you need to remember about raw diets is 1, the diet needs to loosely mimic the body composition of a whole prey animal that they would eat in the wild. These are animals like mice, rats, and small birds. And 2, the diet needs to be nutritionally balanced. If your cat was eating whole prey, almost all essential nutrients will be met. So to balance a homemade diet, we need to use a handful of different animal meats and seafood. Cats are obligate carnivores, which means that they require a meat-based diet to survive. So raw diets are very important for their long-term health. To keep things simple, a super easy way to start building raw meals is to follow ratios like this. However, after years of feeding raw and whole prey animals to my pets, I've realized that these ratios more accurately represent a prey animal's body. Regardless, either ratio is fine to use. Every cat is different, so ratios can always change depending on your cat's needs. Now, let's start building my cat Tangy's meal. For his raw meaty bone, I'm feeding a chicken neck, which I got at my local Asian market. What counts as a raw meaty bone? Feeding bones may sound scary, especially if you've heard that bones can splinter if eaten. Fortunately though, this is about cooked bones, not raw bones. Raw bones with flesh surrounding it that are the proper size for your cat to chew are softer, digestible, and don't splinter. They provide calcium, phosphorus, and magnesium, so they're absolutely necessary. They're also great for scraping tartar off the teeth. If you can't feed whole meaty bones, bone meal is a fine replacement. Safe raw meaty bones are things like chicken necks, paws, and ribs, duck and chicken wingtips, small bone and rabbit parts, and whole Cornish hen and quail. Tangy's favorite meaty bones are chicken necks for sure. For his muscle meat, I'm feeding pork loin and 93.7 ground beef, which I got at my local grocery store. What counts as a muscle meat? These are meats that you can find at the grocery store, like beef chunks, pork loin, and ground turkey. Muscle meat is super important because it provides the bulk of the protein, as well as a handful of minerals and B vitamins. Tangy's favorite muscle meats are poultry meats like chicken thigh. For his muscular organ, I'm feeding chicken heart and beef green tripe. I got the hearts at my local Asian market, and I got the tripe at a local natural pet store, but you can get it from many places online as well. What counts as a muscular organ? These are parts like heart, lungs, gizzards, and green tripe. These make up a good portion of a prey animal's body, so they shouldn't be optional unless you simply can't source them. Heart is high in B vitamins, which supports overall cell function, and taurine, which aids in heart health. Green tripe is an amazing source of iron, which supports growth and development, and manganese, which supports metabolism and blood sugar regulation. Tangy's favorite has to be lungs. He absolutely loves the fluffy texture. For his liver portion, I'm feeding beef liver, which I got at the grocery store, and for his second secreting organ, I'm feeding beef kidney, which I got at the Asian market. What counts as a secreting organ? These organs are basically like a carnivore's multivitamin and are different from muscular organs. While muscular organs transport things like blood or oxygen, these organs secrete things like hormones or enzymes. Liver is a staple secreting organ in raw diets because of how high in vitamin A it is, which is necessary for cell regeneration and organ function. Just like a prey animal's body, liver isn't the only secreting organ, so we need to add at least one more. These are parts like spleen, brain, pancreas, kidney, thymus, and eyeballs. Tangy's favorite is probably spleen. Now, nutrient-wise, we are getting close to what a prey animal provides, but we're not there yet. Many guides stop here, but there are important nutrients that are still missing in a diet like this. Balancing would actually be a lot easier if we could source every single body part, but that's very difficult to do, unless you're actually feeding a whole prey animal, of course. So what we need to do is fill these nutrient gaps with other whole foods that are high in those missing nutrients. The nutrients that are usually low in a meal like this are omega-3s, manganese, iodine, vitamin D3, vitamin E, and potentially zinc and iron. In this meal, manganese and iron are actually being covered by the green tripe, and zinc is covered by the muscle meats. Omega-3s are beneficial for skin, coat, and brain health, and vitamin D is necessary for immune function and bone health. I'm adding salmon to the meal, which is one of a few fish that are not only high in omega-3s, but vitamin D as well. You can easily find salmon raw or canned at the grocery store. Iodine is a mineral that's low in many foods and is necessary for proper thyroid function. Luckily, kelp is extremely concentrated in it, so I'm adding in a small amount of Now kelp powder, which I got online. And vitamin E is an antioxidant and keeps the body safe from harmful free radicals. For this, I'm just adding a drop of Now E oil, which I also got online. So this bowl represents a full day's worth of food for Tangy and comes in at about 195 calories. If I were meal prepping, I would only portion out the bone, muscle meat, and organs into the daily container, then freeze them until the day that I feed it. The meal additions to balance get added at mealtime. When feeding a balanced meal like this, you can split it into however many feedings you want, whether that be feeding everything at once or splitting it into 2 to 3 meals. Tangy eats 3 small meals a day, so let's split this into thirds and let Tangy taste test. Before I do though, let's add a dash of kefir for a probiotic boost. Now, some of you are probably wondering, how do I actually begin? Or maybe, can I feed this to a kitten? I got you covered with these videos.